Good morning and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this morning. Make sure you hit the video with a thumbs up. We're going to try and get 250 thumbs up this morning. Whilst all the media and everyone talks about Joe Hart, it does deflect a bit from the fact that we do play Motherwell this weekend. Maybe it's a good bit of deflection from Celtic with the way that we've been playing. I want to talk about the Motherwell previous results, and it's not been a happy hunting ground for Celtic at Motherwell for the past couple of years. But first of all, we want to talk about Joe Ledley. Joe Ledley's been talking about the players in the dressing room. He says there's players in that dressing room that have got plenty of experience. He says they've been there, they've been winning titles, they've won cups in recent years. They're well aware of the pressure of playing at Celtic and what the fans expect, said Joe Ledley. There are a number of new players who now need to properly understand the position that the team is in. It looks like some are still trying to adapt even this late in the season, but everyone in the dressing room has to work together now to work the situation out and to discover why things haven't been working out so far this season when it comes to results and games drawn. He later added that when you look at Brendan Rodgers' record at Celtic, he says what he's achieved is remarkable, but at the moment, he's probably not got the team that he wants. He doesn't have the team that he wants, reckons Joe Ledley, and hopefully he'll have another transfer window to bring the players in. But Brendan can still do this, said Joe Ledley. Does that mean that there's been some kind of split between the ambitions of the manager, Brendan Rodgers, and what the board and the recruitment team actually want to do? Because let's face it, the manager did say at the end of the last transfer window, he thought that we could have been a little bit more ambitious, and push the boat out a little bit to bring in the players that he wanted. Joe Ledley, what do you think about his comments that Brendan doesn't have the team that he wants and hopefully will be able to do it in the next transfer window? A lot of people want Brendan Rodgers out just now, but before then, we have a game this weekend. Yes, we do play Motherwell. We play Motherwell this Sunday. It is a 12 o'clock kickoff. And when you look at the table, it's not pretty reading because we are currently sitting 2 points behind the Rangers. They've won the last 5 games. Celtic, of course, have drawn 2. They won 2, they drawn 1, they won 1, and then they drew 1. So we've drawn 2 over the last 5 games, which isn't good reading. And that is probably the main reason that we're in the position that we are in. If we had won all our 5 games, we'd have still been sitting top of the league. It is still in Celtic's hands as far as I'm concerned. They still have to play us twice. That's a team that haven't beat us at all this season. And I think that Celtic can still go out and beat them home and away, because we have the players to do it. When you look at Hearts, they've won their last 5 games also. They're sitting on 51 points. I mean, they're going to go into this weekend thinking that they can close the gap on Celtic. But Celtic do play Motherwell at the weekend. Injury players that are out injured are obviously Rio Hatate. It's been suggested that he is out till mid-March, and Cameron Carter-Vickers, he'll be back shortly because he is back in training. Alistair Johnson, and he'll be back in a few weeks, it has been suggested. And one of the strangest ones that I've seen about our injured players is James McCarthy. Yes, James McCarthy is on an injury list. He is injured with a hamstring injury. Yeah, you heard that right. James McCarthy is on an injury list with a hamstring injury. How on earth did James McCarthy manage to pull a hamstring at Celtic? Was it running for a cup of tea? Anyway, with this cup of tea, I've injured me. Anyway, let's go to the head-to-head with Motherwell versus Celtic. Head-to-head, Motherwell's won 4. They've drawn 7 times, and Celtic's won 41 times head-to-head. But let's look back over the last couple of seasons where it really matters. You can go back to Motherwell away on the 16th of October 2021, where Celtic won 2-0. And then Motherwell in February 6th, 2022, Celtic won 4-0, which was okay. And then we won 6-0. And then last October 2022, we won 2-1 at Celtic Park. We won 4-0 away on the 19th of October 2022. We were having a fine year that year. But when you look back to last year, 2023 is where it starts to get interesting with Celtic and the results. We weren't putting as many past Motherwell. If you look back to 9th of November 2022, we only beat them 2-1. And then at Celtic Park, in the April 2023. In the April, yes, around about the time that we had tidied up the league, they drew 1-1 at Celtic Park. And then we beat them 2-1 away on the 30th of September 2023. And then we look back to the 25th of November 2023, and we drew 1-1 at Celtic Park. So we haven't had it all our own way with Motherwell in the past games. There has been some tight games and been draws. What will the result be this weekend? When you look at the table, Celtic are obviously sitting on 26 games played, 40 of a goal difference and 62 points. Motherwell, they're sitting ninth in the table, 26 games. They're sitting on a -6. So it does suggest that Celtic should be able to put a good number of goals past them. Will this be the turning point of the season? We've been saying it for long enough. There's going to be one game, surely, that Celtic will click back into gear. Celtic will click back into gear and we'll start putting a barrel load of goals past teams again. Will that be the week? Will this be the weekend that will return the faith of the fans? And the away fans will be fantastic as per normal. The songbook will be out in praise, and a fantastic away songbook that the Celtic supporters do have. And will it be the opportunity for some of the players to get on the score sheet and really put down a marker towards the end of the season and say, right, we know what's required. We know what's required, and we're going to start today. But the message that's coming out from Joe Hart that he wants to go out on a high. He does want to go out on a high. Will Celtic get their finger out, and will Joe Hart be the main cheerleader to make sure that he goes out on a high and we retain the league for the third season in a row? You've got to remember, we could still win the double, and I think that it is entirely possible. You know, even if we've got to play the Rangers 3 times, we could beat them 3 times. It's as simple as that. We've been there and we've done it. We know how to win the big games. We've got players that know how to win the big games. It's the wee games that we don't do that well with this season. It's the wee games that we've drawn. And when it comes to the big moments in Scottish football, we know when to turn up and when to do it. And I'm hoping that Celtic still have that in their locker. There's a lot of players that have been at Celtic over the course of sort of a good few seasons now that know the mentality needed. I think some of the players like Lewis Palmer, etc., needs to get that mentality into his head. You know, rather than running about the pitch, smiling all the time, thinking, yeah, it's another Instagram picture. He needs to focus on the pitch and be less selfish. That's the whole reason that he was pumped off at half time, is because he was far too selfish. Trying to score a fucking wonder goal himself and failing miserably rather than pass the ball. You know, and he was, the thing is, Louis Palmer was doing that a couple of weeks ago. He was getting in some fantastic runs. So you look at the one where he cut back to Kyogo Furuhashi. Fantastic. You know, why is he not doing that on an ongoing basis? Because he wants to be the main star man and then get his move to España. Anyway, less about him and more about the team. What do you think the team will be this weekend? I have actually no idea, because Brendan Rodgers is going to change it up again. I think Brendan Rodgers doesn't even know himself what his best team is at the moment. I don't think Brendan Rodgers, once this season, has had what he thinks could be the best team at Celtic out because of injuries, etc. And you've got to go back to that injury list. I mean, how on earth did the one and only James McCarthy get injured with a hamstring injury? Tell me that in the comments. Give me the best answer in the comments, and we'll, I don't know, we'll name you on the next video. Anyway, on that note, tell me your predictions for the game on Sunday. Yes, the Motherwell Celtic, 12 o'clock in the afternoon kickoff. Guys won't get to the pub beforehand because it's a 12 o'clock kickoff. I think it's going to be a close one. If you look at the past results, they've been really close. And you have to go back to the 19th of October 2022 since Celtic last put 4 past Motherwell. Can it be done again? Can it be done again? Or is it going to be another tight game away to Motherwell? 2-1 would do for me. 2-1, I'll go for 2-1. 2-1 Celtic, and it keeps us on the tails. Unless something else happens at the weekend and they manage to drop points, that would be a cracker. And that would just open it up completely. Anyway, tell me your score predictions in the comments section, and I'll see you on the next video.